Shame. 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 Shame.
This message is for all of the people who said that they are so disappointed in me. They're disappointed that I'm not showing more grace. They're disappointed that this is my perspective. They can't believe that I'm being such a hater. This is for y'all. Listen and listen closely. I will always shame anything that does not empower, uplift, motivate, inspire, or encourage our community to be positive. I will always call out when someone is wrong and does not take accountability because it makes other people think that that type of behavior is acceptable. I will always draw attention to when people are doing things that will harm our children, harm our community, and continue to tear down the reputation of Black men and Black women. Always. So if it is disappointing to you that I have no problem saying I want better for us, so we need to stop giving our money, giving our time, and giving our attention to anything that does not make us better, be disappointed, baby. And you might as well be prepared to continue to be disappointed in me, because I am standing 10 toes down on the fact that if you are not here to build up, improve, and be a part of the success of the Black community, please exit stage left. Okay, bye.
Shame. Shame.
I vote to bring back shame and embarrassment. Please, I beg you. I vote.
Shame.
Make sure you shame somebody today. Start your morning off right. It's going to be 83 degrees. Perfect day to shame somebody. And remember, therapy without accountability and action is just a new friend and a waste of money.
My nigga.
Shame.
2020. So I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. I'm tired of seeing y'all exposing yourselves and showing your asses on this app. It's time for us to officially bring back shame, because I think once COVID hit back in 2020, that shame shit had went out the window. I mean, let's be honest. We all went a little bit crazy during COVID, but I feel like the craziness, the mental offness is still off in a lot of yous, and we need to bring it back. Like,
shame.
Not to sound rude, but as a society, we got to bring back shame.
My nigga.
I hope your 2024 is going exponentially better than you thought it would. There's just two things that I want to see more of this year, and I hope we have more of this year. One is shame, because people have lost all sense of shame and or couth. And I think we live in a world now where people think the more outrageous I am and the more ridiculous I can be is the more success at virality or fame I have, which is true. We've created this world where people do dumb shit and then we make them famous. Two, I want to roll back inclusion. I'm going to reintroduce gatekeeping. Speaking solely from a musical perspective, everybody now is a fucking musician. Everybody's a DJ, songwriter, the singer, and the reality is you're not. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about it. Ciao.
Shame.
You know, y'all are God's toughest soldiers for real, because the way that y'all get on the internet and talk about all the dumb stuff that y'all do in y'all life, what happened to shame?
My nigga.
Shame.
Wrong. What happened to shame? When did it suddenly become wrong for allowing people to feel shameful for their actions? I've noticed that today we try to overcorrect the feeling of shame by instead acting grandiose or thinking of ourselves highly than we really ought to. See, when we can't acknowledge our shame, we act out, which causes damage to ourselves and our relationships with others. We refuse to look within ourselves and seek to outsource that feeling by doing whatever is necessary, even if it means projecting that shame onto someone else. Which is why so many of our people lack accountability today. They don't want to deal with the shame. And the result, what we see going on in the world today, there are no standards. Everyone's free to do whatever it is that they will. And if you dare try to speak against it or seek to correct someone, oh, you will be feeling the shame by the hatred of everyone around you. I feel like there's a healthy shamefacedness that would do well with our people to just keep us humble and remind us of our basic humanity. It was once a shameful thing to be a baby mama and no husband. It was once a shameful thing to even dress a certain way. I feel like a lot of the things that were once shameful in our community are now the things that we glorify and we laugh about and sing about, and it's all just to hide the shame.
Shame.
Bring back shame. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back. Shame plays a role. Shame is very necessary for a society to thrive. I promise you.
My nigga.
Shame. 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 Shame.
All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Gotta make sure. Home Alone.
Shame.
Scary around here.
Shame. 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 Shame.
All right, I hear me.
Shame.
This message is for all of the people who said that they are so disappointed in me. They're disappointed that I'm not showing.
He's awesome. How y'all doing? I appreciate everybody pulling up and popping in on Shame Sunday. Mrs. Harris is home alone. Child. The husband went on a date, triple date with the daughters. They went to the movies, so they are out there enjoying themselves. Shout out to Deadpool. Shout out to the daughter working with AMC. They get to go to the movies whenever they want. That's awesome. Shout out to y'all. Take Heat is in the building. I appreciate you, sis, pulling up and popping in this morning. Child, I be listening, okay? I just be listening. My hands be in everything. Hey, sis, Red is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up and popping in. All right, it's Evie Bucks. Y'all lucky I did that. Okay? All that beginning, yes. Give me a little. All right. Shout out to hubby for always holding me down on the ones and twos, but today I'm on my own. All right. So shout out to me. I'm not going to be having any videos. I'm going to be talking to you guys. If you caught my episode last week, it was about Lil RT, right? I haven't really been on social media as much this week. I've been doing my little hustle thing, you know, getting my papers together while the baby's in Florida, get me a little situation together, you know, so when she comes back, I can still do that and homeschool, you know. So shout out to me. But yeah, I've been seeing some things, man. Lil RT was on 20 versus 1. Something, is it just me? It can't be just me, guys. There are parents who are shuffling their children to go be a part of this 20 versus 1. A whole bunch of little girls going to be paraded in front of a little boy who is extremely shy and awkward. . It's very creepy. It's very creepy. You know, of course, I reported the guy who actually does it. Everybody is posting. So to get to the gentleman who actually does it, shout out to him for the fake teeth. Like, it's amazing to see the abundance of people going to, young people going to shave off their teeth to put fake teeth in their mouth for perfection, to look perfect. And I'm hearing a lot of horror stories. There's a lot of horror stories behind that, messing with your teeth, those nerves, to be perfect. What kind of society are we living in? Oh my God, have you guys not seen Shallow Hal? So many movies. It's amazing. Oh, you guys, man, I feel for this little boy, to watch him be so uncomfortable on this, and then show a little excitement when one of the little girls was quite a little fresh, a little grown, a little mature. The questions that they pose going on. It's a shame. It's a shame. Parents don't see nothing wrong with shuffling their kids to auditions, and I guess they consider it an audition, you know. Because one of the little girls got up there and said, I'm not here for you, little RT. I just came up to shout out my YouTube page. Shame on the parents, man. And I'm an advocate, right? So I say shame on all the people around, because you have parents, friends, and aunties and uncles and godparents and grandparents and things. Nobody sees anything wrong with that? Or do we just want that much fame and fortune for our children that we're willing to put them in any kind of situations, very inappropriate adult-like situations that they really have no context to? But some of the little girls were pretty grown. I mean, I don't know, guys. It ain't. So yeah, that's where we at. I can have y'all listen to some of it, through my phone. But it's amazing. It's amazing. It's so quiet in here. Let me just say that. It's so quiet. It's rare that a mother usually has the whole house to herself. It's settled in. All I hear is the air conditioning. The turtles are not clapping around in their tank. It's smooth sailing. And you got to find peace within that. I love my family. I love being around them. But this is very rare. This is very rare. So shout out to hubby for, being with the daughters, having a movie, Marvels and such. Deadpool is crazy. It's disgusting. I watched the 2 episodes, because we're going to go to the movies tomorrow. And when he's going to take me. So he gets to go twice to see it. Child. I was in here like, yo, shit is disgusting. Like, you people took your kids to see this shit the first time around, like all jokes and stuff, but it was a lot of homosexual innuendos. Like, it was crazy. For little kids to be going, Marvel's kind of went out the window with this one. So I see why it's pretty fucking funny, right? But kids, our kids is 19 and almost 24, so they've always enjoyed Marvels and stuff like that with daddy. So him being a nerd and telling them all the backstories and shit, child, be cracking up. So shout out to him, so that they can enjoy this time. You never seen, child, sis, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. Shit is crazy. But I'm going to see the part where I'll be tomorrow. Any time to spend is good time, I'm just saying. I'm sipping on some tea. This was a gift from one of my supporters. Shout out to Lady Di, Dating to Marriage Support, called me the Chaos Coordinator. The Chaos Coordinator. Someone who solves problems you never knew existed in ways that will blow your mind. See also, ninja, rock star, and legend. I'm just saying. So I appreciate you, sister. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, guys. We got to get together before the summer's out, but I know y'all big family and y'all doing y'all thing over there. So all the love. I got a couple of new ventures going on, you know, trying to settle in. Maybe I could plant a seed, you know, always a business venture. You know, I'm a hustler. It's always some money out there to make. People are always in need of some type of service. So you got to find the service that's needed, and it's a lot needed. I've learned, guys, you know, a lot of people are pretty lazy. They don't like taking care of their home and, you know, their elders and things like that. So, you know, there's always a helping hand. There's always an outlet. There's always a resource, you know, and I'm here to serve. But for a small fee, I'm just saying, acts of kindness. But, you know, gas is a mug. Food is a mug. For real, for real. So here we are. Man, there's been plenty of stuff to observe and critique. Of course, my feed is really focused on the inappropriate things that's going on with the kids. You know, a lot of supporters like myself who expose, talk about, critique. You know, they'll get behind the video and do the back screen of the video and express their opinions about, you know, the sad things that's going on with the babies, man, and the lack of consciousness in the parenting that's, you know, exhibited. I'd say over the last 20 years, you know, even close family members, you know, to give some critique or suggestions or, you know, anything pertaining to the kids, you know, you're shunned. It's so don't think, you know, this is not new to me. But the kids know who I am and they know what I would do for them. And, you know, it is what it is. There's no holds barred, no fucking nonsense. I don't play with brothers, sisters, aunties, cousins, pops, you know, it's just, it is what it is. It's a level of respect that it give, but there's a level of disrespect that I will not tolerate. Like, and they all know that shit. So to stay away from me is sometimes, you know, warranted. Absolutely. Because, you know, I'm not going to fucking play that shit, especially when it comes to the kids. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You know, I was one of them kids where to have someone speak up for you is a blessing. You know, and again, and I always tell you guys, I was a latchkey kid. You might as well say I was a damn foster child going from home to home. With love, though. I always wind up clinging to a friend. So shout out to all my great friends from second grade. Shit, Tara, Andrea, Lakeisha, Kanisha, Nakia. Like, I had mad friends, Mo, Twiggy, Tina. Them all my girls, man. I damn near lived in their homes. Their mamas raised me too. Their grandmamas, their foster mamas, great grandmamas, sisters. Shout out to Michelle, one of the biggest, oldest sisters. I had a lot of sisters around me, man. I learned a lot from them. And I think that is the most pivotal part of my upbringing, the lessons I got. And back then it was no nonsense, man. They told it like it was, you know. I wish they would have shook me up a little more, honestly. You know, we got around adults where a lot of things were coddled. It was entertained, you know. So some of that hard medicine is good and needed, and someone will snap in, change behavior because they see the future, the realistic, logical future outcomes if the behavior is continued. And I was one of them. So shout out to going to Job Corps at 17. Turned my life around for the better, as well as welcoming our first goddaughter, you know, and that was life changing because I stepped in, me and my friend raised my goddaughter. Shout out to Tiana, she'll be 30. So, you know, children can really open your eyes. So for me, that's what did it. A lot of that did it. I knew absolutely that some of the things that I was doing, being out on the street, coming from the hood, hanging with the crowd I was with, all of that. I knew it was wrong when I was doing this shit. But the environment that I came from allowed it. It wasn't conducive to my growth and development. It wasn't healthy, you know. So of course you go run to the street. That's what people do. That's what children do. You know, they're looking for acceptance. They're looking for knowledge and wisdom. They're looking for something. So when you create a conducive environment, a nurturing environment, a clean environment, somewhat organized, you know, nourishment, and stress it. Like, I can't stress that enough. You know, all the conversations over the last 26 years with these kids have been repetitive but consistent. You know, and to see them now, all three grown adults, like, shit, you know, it worked out. It worked out. I used to worry that, you know, the gratitude wouldn't be there. And usually children, they don't care. They're entitled. You know, you birthed me. That's what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 blah. And I would say to my husband, I don't think I could ever look back and be like, you know, I wish I'd have clocked in more. I wish I'd have made more money. You know, so to reflect on my mama, and my mama working from, you know, shit, she always worked. To watch her do it and still have to work those hours where in the daytime she can still go and do school stuff and run us around and blah, 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 like working on 3-4 hours of sleep. It was amazing. And she would say, I regret not being able to spend more time. If she had that other partner, that solidified environment for us to, you know, have a better, a nurturing upbringing, she would have been around more. So when I see that, and she worked hard, you know, where I work hard for the money. She worked hard for the money. But when you come from not having any protection, any security, you know, that's the mindset driven by making sure I'm going to be secure because I can't depend on the system, which she didn't. Can't depend on no man. Can't depend on, you know, the children because they out living their own lives. You know, they ain't got a whole abundance of stuff. So made sure she secured that retirement, retire early. So God bless her. That shit ain't easy, y'all. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. But being an adult has been it's been unique, to say the least. Man, it's been a rocket ship, a roller coaster. You know, it's been a pleasure and a joy and inspiration. Like, it's been a lot of things. I don't regret any of it. Shit. But to see society now with the exposure of this technology, you know, we raised the first 3 kids with none of that. You know, no computers, no cell phones. You know, our son was probably the first one introduced to having like a little cell phone keychain type thing, like 9, 11, maybe 9 or 11, between 9 and 11. But everybody else didn't have that kind of stuff. So they're not, you see, they're really not on social media. They might look at it and be on Twitter and things like that, but having pages and posting and having that need for that type of attention, they don't, you know, they don't desire that at this point, you know, and I hope that's not something that they do in the future. But now that they're young adults, you know, I can see it's not a craving, you know, but you never know. You never know. So I do see, I've always suggest to adults, like when I see little people with it, it's already an addiction because it starts from coming out the womb, you know, the baby's sitting there and they're introduced to it. They, you know, be mindful of that early introduction because it's detrimental to their brain structure. Do some research. Okay. Don't believe me. I'm not a doctor, not a neurologist. But this last child, she was introduced. You know, it was inevitable. We had phones, grandma, you know, big smart TVs with all of the Netflix shows, and to watch the siblings on their little tablets or whatever, and occasionally play a game. And then it started with like a Candy Crush, maybe with grandma, you know, just it's little things like that. And then to start to crave it. And then for a child to get their own instrument, shit, I don't even remember how old she was. The first time I took it, like withdrawal, like taking away cigarettes and shit. That's exactly what it looked like to me. I'm just saying, addiction. I would have to say she was like 4. The Christmas of being 4, she might have got the first Kindle. Yeah, she liked it too much. She liked it more than us. She liked it more than going to the potty. You understand? So yeah, that was noticeable right away. It was like, oh no, wait a minute. This is how we're responding to this thing. Oh, you don't need this then. So we're going to take it away. It was troublesome. Yeah, it was absolutely an addiction. So you guys, don't just say it. We had to go through it with this last one. She's much more controlled now, self-regulating, but I had to detox twice. So that first time, and I think the second time was 6.5, and I probably took it for a year. Didn't have it for a year. She could just watch whatever you wanted to watch on TV. And we have a big projector, whole wall. Enjoy, all types of learning shows and things like that. So, we are in control, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. Always regulating them with an understanding that they know that we are in control, and it's a reason behind the madness. Parents say, because I said so, we weren't kind of parents. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. You may not like it. You may not even understand it. But the more I tell you, the more you'll get it. So instead of saying no to the kids when they were little, I would say dangerous. You messing with a socket, or you coming to touch the stove, or I got a curling iron somewhere, or the stairs, before you can get a gate, or they know how to open the gate, whatever the case may be. They smart. That's one thing you'll learn too. They're going to learn the world around. Whether you teach them or not, they're going to learn the world around them. And that's what I'm starting to see. They're just out here learning without no guidance, no structure, no context to the conversations, to what they're seeing online, to who's talking to them, to how they're speaking. Nobody's correcting them. Tell them how to speak properly, to articulate clearly, phonics. And then they get to school, and the school says, the child has speech problems. Why? Why the child got speech problems? And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. There's no resources. And you got to talk to them. A lot. They're nonstop, okay? Wait till 6, 7, 8, 9. Holy crap. Everything is a question. Everything is why. Why? Why, Mom? Why? Dad? I had to have repetitive conversations to make them include, because I was so present, and Daddy had businesses, working, so that would left him away a lot. So when they saw him, it was short time, right? Because they're getting ready for bed and blah, 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 blah. So that little bit of time affected them to where I had to step in and explain. I had to explain, because when children, out of sight, out of mind, children start to lose love for Daddy, and it's up to us, in my opinion, it's up to us to give context to that, to the absence, to Daddy's purpose, to how he's needed and necessary, what he does for me when they're not around. They don't need to know intimate things, but there's a happiness that I find with Daddy. And it's something that y'all don't see. We're friends, we hang out, da 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 da. So when they started to get older and they was awake, they can see, it's a little different, but those conversations have to be had. They have to be had. You got to talk to them all the time. I used to be like, I'm tired. Oh my God. I do remember a time fussing with him about it. Like, I talk to kids all day. Okay. It was the time I'm in the school. I had time to be there with them in the morning to help settle the kids in, go off to go to school or work, and then come back and get them. So I got to spend a little bit more time. And then he would work, so it was short time. And then we would be so tired, right? This is what happens in life. This is life. This is years of the repetitiveness, that click mode. Everybody's working school, kids working school, kids, like that. It becomes a thing. So sometimes you need to snap back into being intentional and purposeful, especially in the relationship. Yeah. So those were some hard times, and having those conversations was hard. It's like, I got to talk to these kids all day. I want some adult conversation. I was what do they call it, a hermit. I wanted to be around my kids all the time. So going out to the bar or going to hang out here and there, I didn't want to do that. If the kids is not coming and they can't be around, then I'm good. I don't need no babysitter. I'm not. I'm good. Then I got the crave. Oh God, I'm itching to go outside. Like I'm smothered in here. You know, that shit changes. The emotions fluctuate, all of that. It absolutely fluctuates. So being conscious of it is quite important. You know, and having those conversations. And it was really just a conversation, you know. And then the behavior has to follow, honestly. It's not just a conversation, because the behavior has to follow. So finding things that we can do, you know, when he did come home, and, you know, doing extra things on the weekend, and going out together with the kid, like, you know, all of that kind of stuff, you know, a reality check. And it was a blessing. So looking back now, yeah. Hard conversations. Sometimes it's some crying. Sometimes it's got to be a little apologizing happening. But it's all worth it. You know, the object of them seeing us be friends throughout their life is quite important. Or being respectful. Let's not even say friends. Being respectful. But y'all gonna listen to some of this 20 verses, one with Lil RT. I got a couple saves. If you didn't catch my show last week, spoke about this, reported, sent it. Who knows? We should all be a little concerned.
They doing 20 v1s with little RT. This nigga is 10 years old. Look, I know it's entertainment, but it's just certain shit you should not be doing with kids. I understand he's a rapper, but why the hell does the 10-year-old need to be on a dating show? The culture is so cooked. We got to do better, bro.
Hey, Lady
We
Navoa.
are genuinely cooked. They doing 20 v1s with little RT. This nigga is 10 years old. Look, I know it's entertainment, but it's just certain shit you should not be doing with kids. I understand he's a rapper.
Yeah.
But why the...
That's what they doing. I ain't doing it. But, you know, 20 little girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Do you see yourself making a song with her?
Huh?
Okay. All right. All right, come on, you good. All right, next.
Hey, you like my shirt, babe? It turn you on?
You like my shirt, babe? It turn you on?
I didn't hear what y'all said. That was so quick. Yeah, go again.
Go again? Nigga, you heard her.
Okay. You like my shirt, babe? It turn you on?
I see like that. All right, next.
What are your dreams and your goals for the future? Football.
He said, what? Oh, also, do you want to stay in the game or leave? You don't have to stay.
I want to stay.
Okay, all right, next.
Who's the oldest person you have ever dated?
11.
Huh? 11.
He heard that.
No.
Who's the oldest person you ever dated? What was the oldest person? And she's like, no.
On a beat. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see yourself making a song with her?
Huh?
Okay. All right. All right. Well, you good? All right. Next.
Hey, you like my shirt, babe? It turn you on?
That's crazy. The little girl came up and said, you like my shirt, babe? It turn you on? It is nice.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Amari.
All right. You got any type of questions for her?
Hey. What's your name? Amari. How you been doing? Good. Tight.
Hey, RT, she a little taller than you though. Like girls that's taller than you? For sure? All right, so she staying in the game? All right, bet you good. All right, next girl.
Hey. How you been? Good. Tight.
Yeah. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Amari.
All right. RT, you got any type of questions for her?
Hey. What's your name? Amari. How you been doing? Good. Tight.
Hey, RT, she a little taller than you though. Like girls that's taller than you?
Tight. That's tight. That's tight.
Send this dude to jail and call CPS because it just got word.
I'm glad it's blurry. Fuck TikTok. This is what y'all doing, sending y'all daughters to go percolate and twerk up in some like, that shit is disgusting. Hey sis, welcome Lady Navoa. Lost in translation. Appreciate y'all pulling up, popping in. That shit is disgusting. But yeah, what'd she say? Hey babe, you like my shirt? It turned you on. That's what she said. That's what she said. What's the name of the game or the darn show? The 20 versus 1. 20 versus 1. This is why they're now being kids today. This is why they now being kids today, growing up so fast. This is what they say when let kids be kids. That's what they mean. Is that what they mean? Because that looks like, mimicking adult behavior. 20 versus 1 is an adult contented show. Children shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be up there. Some of the inappropriate conversations. It's too much. It's too much. It's too many parents that think that shit is okay. And somebody needs to let you know it's not. And abuse is not just, whooping ass. So I need to be very clear. Because it's going to start being implemented. The malnutrition, the obesity that a lot of parents are causing over a period of time. Like, you feed the motherfuckers. You feed them. You feed them. All of these kids don't have an overactive fucking thyroid. You're not going to feed me that bullshit. It's not shaming. I would never shame a little fat kid. I would never. It's the parents. Like, do you know? Look at your cart. All of that in that cart. You really need to ask the kid if they need something else. You want something else in here? In that cart? Not a fucking banana, an apple. You know how many kids say they don't like it? Like, and I grew up like that. It was just because it was null and void. It's poverty. I don't eat green. Drink water all the time. I was absolutely a water drinker. Yeah. I prefer that over them quarter waters, and they had Twin Mountain waters that were water. Yeah, drink those. But it's a problem. It's absolutely an epidemic. The obesity in this nation. God forbid. We already having a whole bunch of natural disasters. God forbid. It is not easy. Especially discipline of starvation. Many people don't know how to be hungry. You don't know how to be hungry. Your kids don't know how to be hungry. They hungry from sugar rush. Okay? When they on that crash, they need something else to feed that shit. That shit was disgusting to watch. Them little kids, them little girls, and y'all talk about there's no rating system, there's no competition with girls. That was all of the above absolute child grooming way before these kids are fucking ready, exposing them to all of that for a possible opportunity of fame and fortune. How sad. How sad. How sad that all things must come to an end. But then again, I'm not alone. All this shit is crazy. I would have loved that. We used to pull fruit off the tree in the South. My brother was like a mad scientist growing up. Like we went on ventures. Like we was traveling everywhere. If I can say we walked from borough to borough, we did. We found all types of edible stuff. We played in ponds. You know, we fished, made our own little fishing sticks and all that. And I appreciate him for that. Because if I needed to survive out in this world, absolutely, without all of this electricity and yeah, I would know how to do that. On top of all of the survival, documentaries and then shit that I done watched, and I got survival cards, and most of our people ain't ready for something like that. Nonsense of thinking that it's not going to happen in my time. There's natural disasters everywhere. Tornadoes, earthquakes, fires, shit is just burning. Okay? Burning. That shit might come close to home one day. It happens. It really does. Shout out to Bass, right? I believe she had a tornado or something and it affected her home. Miss you, girl. Lady Navoa. Yes, they want some candy canes. Sweet girl. They be hocked up. Hocked up. It's too hot to be outside. A lot of them is not outside. Yes, lit. When I visited grandma in Mississippi, and I pulled pomegranates, in Sacramento off this tree when I lived there. Yum, that's awesome. Oh man, we always had like these blackberries. I'm not sure if those was raspberries. Sure, crazy. Welcome, Hassan. Appreciate you. Shane Sunday. It's kind of a follow up from last week. Little RT. Good Lord. And I'm home alone. I got all kind of traps and shit set around the house just in case a motherfucker act up, try to creep up in here. So I ain't got no videos or doing none of that. I was actually showing the 20 versus 1 that they got going on for the adults. They had little RT up there with a whole bunch of little girls. Shit is disgusting. Little girls got all kind of fucking fake hair, ponytails and shit, and acting grown. Like, oh my God. We're the parents. They talking about the guy needs to go to jail. Somebody need to call CPS on him. No, with the parents allowed that shit. Them kids didn't get there by themselves. You letting them go on somebody's podcast and they're not signing a contract or something? There's not nothing. This is what we doing? We just take our kids to places and leave them? That's what we doing? That's what y'all do? Y'all didn't watch the Nickelodeon documentary? Oh, we don't know about the B2K? Wait a minute. All the kids would just be left alone with managers and fucking teachers, assistants and shit? No, y'all doing too much. Protect the kids? Yeah, y'all just want them to make money for you. Hopefully they come out smart. Hopefully they come out witty, a joke teller with some type of charisma, as soon as they do, use your fucking children. And the victims. Some of y'all use y'all fucking kids too. Don't find the resources to assist them, the programs to get them affiliated in things. Just talk. All fucking talk. God forbid something happen to you. Who the fuck gonna take care of your kids? These are real thoughts. This is real shit. Something we talk about all the time because I need my daughters to know you're going to step into a role for my baby girl. You're going to step into a role. My shoes are hard to fill. It can never be filled by a sister or auntie or grandma. That's not, this is why children always are willing to consider the mama. Always, even if they weren't shit. It's crazy to me. It's always been crazy to me. Everybody is different. And that shows that. But just because you my mama and just because you my father does not fucking excuse the shit. Not at all. Not if it affected me. But forgiveness is given. Because I'm content with the consciousness that I'm in. And how aware all of it made me. We did not have conscious parents. Oh my God. But the independence, the resilience that it taught us was unique. Was unique. So, most kids ain't getting that. Because we actually had a village. We actually had a fucking village. People who were not judging. And they were actually willing to assist and help a mother in need, a young mother. With knowledge, with wisdom. Didn't always have to come out of their pocket. We'll nurture your kids so you can go get yourself together and do what you need to do. So that's probably why I do what I do. Because I know it's children out there who may come from environments that are not conducive to them. So I'll be the light. Anytime I'm around, anytime I see you, it's a pleasure. Hey, even the bad ones, like they still respectfully say hello. I smile at them, say, what's up, man? I don't want you to think I don't like you. Y'all kids. I just wanted you to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because doing what you're doing is going to get you fucking hurt. And I care about you. And I had to tell parents, don't make me care about your children more than you do. You want to be mad at me because I'm telling you your kids is doing some fucked up shit. Correct it. But we don't have that. And you think it can't be that way in here in Baltimore. And it can, because I've had to do it multiple times. It's a lot of respect here. But I don't know. I don't know what the mindset is. Like I think I say it all the time. You're pussy. Fucking society of pussies. I mean, it's fake confidence. I see it all the time. They get all puffed up out in the street or at the register and all that. And when somebody tell them, yo, calm that shit down. She don't deserve all that disrespect. They shut the fuck up. And it may not be all the time. But I'm just saying, it has been done. It's reckless. It's reckless to just be that reckless everywhere, all the time. That mindset. Shit. Shame. Black Man Unfiltered is in the building. Welcome. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you pulling up and popping in. Reckless. Pisces power, man. Pisces power is in the building. Appreciate you pulling up and popping in. Shame, shame, shame. I don't want to go to Mexico no more. She said in chat, just drop by to drop a hey. Corey, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you pulling up and popping in. I'm only here for a little bit. The husband took the daughters out. They going to see Deadpool. Y'all, I got to watch it. I watched both episodes the other day. It was crazy. That's some dirty shit. I was not expecting that from Marvel. Yeah, it was not. It was not. Since we're going to have to get you to watch that, you're going to be cracking up. Hilarious. So I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. It's so quiet in here. I might just go run up and down the steps. I got 3 flights. Go run up and down. What y'all think? Let me see. Whoa. It's dark. I got booby traps and shit. I got booby traps. Okay? Don't be trying to comfort me. I got stuff everywhere. I got samurai swords. Got some BB guns and shit. Yes, Lord. Deadpool is different. It was really different. It was quite gay, homosexual, like it was a lot of homosexual, and I was pretty shocked by that. Like, what the fuck is, weird humor, but for kids, because I know a lot of kids, I'm like, wait, kids go see this, babe. So that was my biggest thing. The kids, adults, whatever. I find it very funny, but it's not something I would, But I'm going to see it with them tomorrow. I can see it 2 days in a row, whatever. Should be fun. I'm gonna be cracking up because I definitely was cracking up the last two. Lord have mercy. It's amazing. It's amazing what we expose the kids to. I was just, maybe because I came from where there was no consciousness, so I was exposed to a lot. I think the first exposure to porn, cut in school. Child, when I started to tell my husband my childhood, it was like, oh my God, wait. Yeah. I'm not just talking. I absolutely grew up around unconscious parents. And I definitely didn't want to repeat, a lot of dysfunction and toxicity. I never wanted my daughters to go through being touched, prodded, or anything like that. So I was absolutely a helicopter parent and got shamed for it, or they tried to shame me. I didn't give a fuck what they said. Whatever. No, my kid can't stay. Take offense, whatever. Care about your feelings. I care about my kids. And to say something like that, it'd be like, oh, why you gotta be so truthful? The fuck? Embrace the grace. Welcome, love. Appreciate you pulling up and popping in today. Shame Sunday. I'm home by myself. It's quiet. Home alone. Keep telling everybody I set up booby traps. For real. I got a hot pot of grits on the stove too. It's just simmering, just in case a motherfucker won't try me. Shit. Giving the pleasantries, yeah. But if you haven't caught my episode last week, I discussed little RT and just his exposure to this fame and fortune. His mom, mumble mouth bitch, mumble mouth. Wow. So it's unique. Reported him. I tried to look for this woman's name, but she's known as Little RT's mom. This is what everybody calls her, so she doesn't really have a real name. So once I find that out, hopefully I can add to this report. But I wish him the best. Like, I'm gonna be watching, right? As long as he lives, I'm gonna be paying attention to the situation. I care about these kids. I think it's the reality for me. It's the reality for me. It's the reality for me. Every day they're growing older. And you people who shame the old people, you old guys, yeah, you was 30 5 years ago. You 35 now. In another 5 years, your ass will be 40. I hope your bones are still intact. I hope you're drinking enough water to make sure you live an extra 20 years. Because you're at midlife, possibly, depending on the demographic and race and gender and all of that shit. Everybody ain't living to 100 years old. You should be so lucky if that happens. Shit. Thank you. I appreciate you, sis. Yeah, the grits, honey. Yeah, we don't play. I made some tea. There was some hot water over there in the pot. I'm concerned about this boy. And a lot of these kids, because like I said, that 20 versus 1, it's so unique to think that people are this frivolous with their children, with what they eat, with empowering them with their natural body, their natural hair. self-love. They all want to be somebody they're not. Like, and then what we got to wait till you 25 or 26 to find out who you are. I hear bitches at 40 talking about I got to find myself. You got to find yourself. Were you lost? Were you lost? Are you missing? Are you missing? So you're not the same person you was when you were 6. You're not the same person at 16 or 26. We're just a whole nother person. Always wanted my kids to know I am who I am from when I was a little girl. I will snap quick. Like, all of it's the same. Nothing has changed. I can just regulate. There's a self-regulating tool that most people should have. And I try to control that. I absolutely do. Because if it was out of control, I'd be fucking killing everybody. I would be losing my mind. I tried to rap. My rap was all like I was Das Effects or somebody. I said, yeah, that's not going to work for me. I can't do that. Because that's where it's going to go. Because that's the mindset, that environment I came from. You know? So to be mature, to consider others and the audience that I deliver the truth to, however, wherever I'm at, like just in conversation, very social. Kids fucking love me. I used to tell people I think I was probably one of them, the angels that overseed the new spirits that's going to come here. Because when they look at me, I swear to you, it's like they've seen me before. And they'll all be like amazed. Like, hey, baby. Some of them will be resistant, but majority of them will be like, hi. Like, you know, and it's just amazing. I used to say it. But when everybody else sees it, you know, my kids be like, Ma, kids. So I got a new venture right now. And I already met 2 people. One woman, she's a grandma, and she has a 13-year-old autistic daughter. She wants to give me the child. Like, people want to give me their children. And it's like, we don't fix people. There's no way to fix people. All I can do is have you reflect on your environment and how it's not conducive to your child. And there's maybe some tips and some strategies, or maybe organizing or getting things in order to help you best cultivate this child. But that's on the parents. Like, there's no magic wand, guys. I wish it was, but it's not. Let's just say the best thing for your children is fresh fruits and vegetables. Let's start there. And water and sunlight. They're like flowers. Seriously. They're seeds, and they need those things. They need oxygen. They need sunlight, a lot of sunlight, and they need fresh fruits and vegetables. Everything doesn't have to be cooked. Just try it. Just buy a small amount of different things, cut it, let them wash it and cut it up and try it. Just have a whole table full of stuff and just let them taste stuff, you know? If you like it, they might. Even if you don't, be like, yeah, you know, I like this. Like, it was a lot of things that I just didn't like, but I want them to eat it. So, bitch, open up and eat it. And I appreciate it because these kids are eclectic, man. They eat some stuff. And they prefer the healthy stuff over the other things. Like, they don't drink soda. That's a big thing. People's like, oh, the kids don't drink soda? Like, they don't drink soda? Like, something wrong with me because my kids don't drink fucking soda. I love it. The fuck? They don't need no soda. They need soda for little kids. Peace, Anton. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings from Korea. I appreciate you pulling up and popping in. What time is it over there? What time is it? Switch Halloween to fruits instead of candy. Yeah, I mean, and that was always because I love Halloween. So we always went out and did that. So our kids grew up knowing they can only have, you know, a couple of things. There was times our Halloween candy lasted to Easter. My nieces and nephews would come over and be like, Auntie, Auntie, you still don't have a Halloween candy? Yes, I do. I don't even want it. because it wasn't a big deal. It was so much other stuff. Yeah, I want them oranges and, you know, and grapes and cherries and shit. It's funny. When I look back now, I'm like, I did a good fucking job, man. Shit. That was hard. It was hard disciplining myself in order to discipline them. You know? I used to cry to my husband and be like, I'm trying so hard. Oh, I'm trying so hard to be patient. It was hard. Especially when the girls start the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy shit. Okay? We all need some help, you know? But there's tips and strategies. You can't just ignore it away. You can't ignore it away. You ignore girls, they go out fucking. You heard me? You ignore girls, they go out fucking. Anybody disagree? You want to come up? I mean, fucking, drinking, you know, gangs, messing with the stepdad or something. I don't know. They do stupid shit. And then be like, I was young and dumb. No, pay attention. Especially women, like we were girls. That's one thing I used to say to my girls. Like, you can tell me I was a girl before. You know how hard that is for little children to really get that and understand that? They think what you thought I was just always an adult. Do you see my mother? I was a little person before. It's amazing. Sister, I don't think that no more neither. Relatable. Pop not good for you. And they get diet like it's better. No, it's not. It's not better. That's like smoking Newports. But they light cigarettes and shit. Yeah. No. And you old school. That sound like the South. Y'all got some pop? Y'all got pop? Yeah, we don't say that up north. We don't say that up north, no. Say soda. Coffee. Okay? Soda, coffee. When I got down south, child, they had the big Coca-Cola bottles for 10 cents. Oh. Shout out to down south. They had the dirt roads. Ain't no more dirt roads like, yeah, no, it is. But not in them towns I was going to. So they definitely brought them up. Are you military? Anton? Good question. And what y'all say over in New Orleans? We say cold drink. Right? Can't have no hot pop. Can't have no hot pop, right? Can I get a cold drink? It's different. It's different. Let's see. No, I'm not in the military. Born and raised here in Korea. Okay. Well, we appreciate you pulling up and popping in always. So thank you. Shout out to you from Korea. We got Chicago in the house. We got New Orleans. We got New Orleans in the house. We got Baltimore in the house. We everywhere. We got a little bit of everything and everybody around here. Yeah, I was just coming on for a little bit. Some other shit over here on this TikTok. I can't believe this 20 versus 1. I cannot believe this. Y'all stop putting these kids in these grown situations. They don't need to be privy to it without no context. I can see if there was context. You know, as our girls was getting over, I had mock interviews. So we had, you know, situations with boys and, you know, situations with bullying and, you know, situations in school with a teacher saying something, you know, and how you need to respond. Like all of that. There was always some type of mock situation that I had to put them in. And sometimes it creeped them out. But to ask them now, fast forward, you know, they appreciate it because it helped them to advocate for themselves. God forbid they were put in those types of situations. And they were. We all went through, we don't think our kids are going to go to school and experience many and possibly the same shit that we went through. Your hair, you're skinny, you're tall, everybody likes you, cheerleader, bully, all of it. Being in the special classes. So quiet in here. Cali, we worldwide, Alabama, baby. Shout out to everybody. Everywhere. Man. Let me see what else I saw. Show y'all. I really ain't see. I just put a couple of things in here because, child. You don't want to know what I really saw. I constantly see a lot of, deletions. It's a lot of parents deleting their kids, man. It's a lot of little kids deleting each other. Parents is frivolous. All you bitches is running around having these gun licenses and having these guns in the house, and y'all ain't giving no context to the kids. No mock trial interviews or situations to where they know how to handle something like that. Playing with a gun is not okay. Playing with a gun on live is not okay. Anything for attention, yo. Kids are starving for attention. Some of you motherfuckers need to turn this shit off. You need to detox. I can help you. Little people under 10, yeah, parents, you can't be on here. Can't be on here. Can't have this shit to your face 10 hours of the day. The kids can't even come and ask you a question. You won't even lift your head up from the phone. Some of you are on it all the time. All the time. It's going to affect them. Society full of fucking idiots, fake confidence. They have no clue what they want to do, what they want to be, but an influencer. That's amazing to me. Can't just be in this community. Find out from your children, because that was something my kids used to get annoyed. Their father used to ask them all the time, what you good at? What you good at? What's something you need to work on? What are your weaknesses? How are you working on strengthening those weaknesses? Like, what's going on here? School starts at home. School starts at home. I had a sister-in-law who thought I stressed education too much. I remember a 4th of July or Labor Day barbecue cookout or something. Our 19-year-old was probably like 3 or 4 maybe, but she could read. And my nieces and nephews was getting, average grade, C's and D's and shit, But it was just a whole conversation. She was so confident, talking about it. It was like, as long as my kids is passing, like, I don't care. So, my husband will say shit like, so would you prefer a doctor that had A's or a doctor that just had C's and D's? Like, I mean, that's kind of what's up? Yeah. My kids is too fucking smart. My nieces and nephews, when they would come around, they would tell my daughter she sounded white. Their grandmother's white, right? My grandmother don't speak as articulate as the children. She's from Harlem. That's shaming. That's shaming. And one of them would be like, I don't like coming around you because you make me feel stupid. Why are you so smart? Like, wait a minute. It's weird. Oh, that's weird. It's kind of uncanny. This same Sunday, she talks on multiple different stories, convos, videos etc. about shame. She says, doing basically a free open talk to us today on Shame Sunday. Yeah, it's a little different today. I'm home alone. You know, the hubby is usually here on the ones and twos. He's in the back pressing buttons, making sure I'm playing the right video, you know, screen, you know, fixing things and stuff. I don't do all that. Okay. I like to cook and prep food and cut carrots and you know, asparagus and shit. I don't be trying to learn all of this stuff. So I appreciate him and what he contributes to this. But you're just going to hear me talk today. Last week I did a show about little RT. I don't know if you know, he's a 9-year-old rapper here. He can barely read and, you know, do basic arithmetic and things like that. But he's getting a lot of exposure. Mom is getting some fame and fortune from her child, who really doesn't have any clue of what's in his future behind all of this exposure of fame and fortune. He gets to a point where he doesn't want to do it no more. What happens? But they're putting children in adult situations and adult content, and I think it's inappropriate. Somebody should say something, which I did last week, spoke about it. His mom, all that, reported it, sent in a online report or complaint, whatever you want to call it, but they'll do whatever they're going to do behind that. You just send the info. Just awareness of how all of this may affect him in the future, how it's affecting him now, his growth and development and lack thereof, you know, and there's no concern. He asked what you're talking about. Thank you for filling him in, Lady Navoa. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. That's my moderator right there. During the week, her and her husband, SSI, does lives and verses. You should subscribe and set the notification to all so you can see. Yeah, he's been coming in, actually. Yeah. Shout out to Anton from Korea. He always comes in and said, hello from Korea. Love it. Our children love Korean culture, Japanese culture. Like, it's amazing. They may know some language, you know, too. The dishes, the things that they eat, I'd be like, you're not I'm a weirdo. I don't, some things I'm just not gonna do. If it looks like an ear or something, I'm just, no. Do no SSI typo. Child. I'm gonna say shame on my lady friends who are now posting all crazy on Facebook about their distress of menopause and menopause this and menopause that. I'm like, I've been trying to tell y'all. But I think we just like to complain. This is what I see. Women just like to complain. Y'all turn anything bad. Get the knowledge, man. Learn to self-regulate, because ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping us now. You're gonna sweat. It's crazy. So shout out to y'all who are coming into this menopause life, the perimenopause, the premenopause. Look it up, do some research, talk to your doctor, write your questions down. Write your questions down. The doctors don't care. You gotta care more than them. So you can't go in there and be like, you don't know shit. Because they want to know. It's the only way to diagnose. You have to tell them. It's your body. Who has the most information? You. Okay? You do. And it's hard to advocate for yourself because our mothers didn't teach us that. I said it. Did yours? Oh, who is that knocking at my fucking door? Thank you. Okay. I was about to say, who coming for me? Look at Pumpy. My cat is a killer cat. Come here, Pumpy. You showed them that you were going to protect me. I got a package. You want to see what I got? No. Got a little shook. Who knocking at the door? I got a bat. I got a mallet and a goddamn sword at the door. A couple things right here too. There's always something somewhere near because I can't be playing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. Ooh, ooh, Okay. Yeah. The naggers. Yeah, complain. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, some people just like to complain. That's it. I want to do better. Child, I be having myself dying. I be having myself cracking up. Let me tell you. The sugar honey iced tea. All right. Yes, there's somebody who said it. It's not good to leave Mrs. Harris home by herself, child. I've been doing well. It's all clean up and ain't nothing to clean up. I took care of the dinner dishes and stuff because everybody went out. All right, sis. Thank you. Appreciate you for moderating. Anton chimed in. Hot as hell out here in Korea. Since it's now monsoon season, we be getting rain from time to time. Okay. Monsoon. I can't even imagine. You know, I watched movies and, documentaries about it, but man, whew, be careful, okay? Please. Is it hot today? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was hot today. I ran to the store real quick. It was like 96. Yeah, I had to put the air on max. Can't take it. See, I got my little fan. I told y'all about my little fan. This is a blessing. You hear it? I can't do all that. I need relief. Let me tell you. Shit'll make you have an attitude. I don't want to have no attitude. Let me tell you. So find things to help regulate, So remember you would hear the elders say, I can't wait till these kids leave so I can walk around naked. I see why, because your ass is in menopause. You just hit one of them hot flash, girl, everything won't come off. Everything. It's hot. You want to come out your skin. Okay? I never thought it was going to be like this. So, I'll be wanting to share. Be transparent. Let me tell you, I be getting with some of the elders and they still be holding back. And I be like, really? Really? So you don't remember? You only 62? You ain't still going through having some hot flashes, or y'all just ignore it? What's going on? What's going on? Because it can set a whole bunch of stuff into play with your body. Yeah. So when the symptoms start coming on, find ways of relief. You might have to eliminate. I've learned that eliminating things help. So an abundance of sugar, chocolate at night, I went switched from regular chocolate to like dark chocolate, and it's very minimal. So adding more seeds and more greens. The greens, oh my God. Yeah, the greens help. I'm gonna be 50 in November. Whoop whoop. Yes, honey. I'll be just turned 50 this year too. I've already started doing the research. Auntie Flo, soon she'll be Blaze bitch. Child. And I had forced menopause. I had a total hysterectomy last year. So it forced menopause versus your body going through it naturally. I think it's different. My mother went through it naturally, and then 5 years after not having no menstrual. Because when you're in men, I don't know if women know this. I'm learning that most women don't know this. When you are considered to be in menopause, your period, your menstrual cycle has had to stop for a full 12 months. It can stop for 10 months and come back. You're not in menopause. Okay. You're in premenopause. And it can happen anytime. Like that can happen. That can fluctuate for some years and stuff. But I had a whole bunch of problems. I had endometriosis, cystic fibrosis. I had a dermoid cyst in the left ovary that I still had in there. So, you know, it needed to go. And I was in jeopardy of having endometrial cancer. So, yeah, no, we're not going to play with that. Come on. Take it out. But yeah, it threw my body. I wouldn't suggest it. I would suggest to women to go into an endocrinologist to discuss options, hormones, maybe changing your diet. Like I said, and eliminating things, processed food, meat for me. No meat since October. I've had an egg here and there, but meat, chicken, none of that. Occasional fish here and there. I'm not going to eat a whole bunch of fish because, you know, get the mercury or whatever. It's just too much. So I switch it up to mahi tuna, flounder, blackfish, salmon. But you get tired of that, you know. Pumpy, come here, super cat. Look, he's on my couch. He know he shouldn't. Sir. You know daddy's not home. Come here. You want to talk to the people? This nigga, he just want to see the new box. It's a box. And sir, Pumpernickel, you got to smell the box. He said something new is in the house, and I need to see what it is. Pumpy. He's something, man. Tauruses, man. Territorial. Quiet, y'all. I'm gonna cherish this because when this child come back, we doing 5th grade. Okay? When she come back, we are doing 5th grade. 4th grade was unique. To do 4th grade again, you know, let me see. I did it myself. I helped my brothers, like, because, you know, they're older than me, but we helped each other. They were math wizards, and I was the reading literature wizard. So, you know, we helped vibe off each other and support each other and help each other and shit to be literate in each one of those things. But yeah, we've been watching over the year. I'm not smarter than a 5th grader, so that's quite fun to watch with the kids. Sit down and watch it because your kids think we're the smartest things. They think sometimes kids think you're perfect and you know everything. So for them to see that you don't know, they like that. Okay, you sometimes it's humble yourself. You don't fucking know everything, and your kids know that. So we always say. I'm not smarter than a 5th grader. Let me tell you. And the way I'm teaching, the child has got world history, 3rd and 4th grade. because there's no way I was going to introduce her to slavery, and that's what they had on the fucking docket for curricula for second grade. I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this? My child doesn't even know what slave means. Slavery? Black people? Like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay, we're going to learn about world history, colonialism, like, you know, the ancient times first and biblical times. Like, yeah, we kind of went through all of that speedy, but she gets the gist, you know. She has a different understanding of servitude and the colonialism and how Africans were treated, how the Native Americans, the indigenous people, were treated, and still. So it's a different, it's a man, it's a different proud. I feel proud, you know, that I was able to create a different way of learning for them, you know, for all of them. Even though my children went to public school, the first three went to public school, there was a lot of learning here. So when they went to school, it was a lot of critical thinking, and, you know, the teachers, it was probably maybe one teacher that was like a little upset that the child corrected, you know, them, or, you know, said something was misinformed, you know, and it would add on, you know, to the lesson. So, you know, it's normal for a 49-year-old still have it consistently, but instead of every 28 days, it's 21. Yeah, mine was working on like 16, 18. Yeah, it's like, yeah, 2 months, 2 periods of the month. Yeah, we're not doing that. Once it starts interfering with my intimacy, yeah, we pain. Yeah, I have some friends who are there. Still have regular. Like I said, most women ignore it. I think we've been taught and trained to ignore or take pain, menstrual cramps, and grouping it all together as just an abdomen pain. Like, you really have to meditate and know the difference in the pains and where it sits, where it lies, where it lies, how frequently it is, how hard it is, how painful it is on a level of 1 to 10. Like, does it make you nauseous? Does it make you want to throw up? Like, it's so many different things. And yeah, you need the words in order to articulate, you know. So growing up with the emotion wheel, you know, so our kids were able to articulate an array of emotions versus, like I said, most people know mad, angry, and sad, happy, excited, just happy and excited, right? Yeah, those are the main ones, but it's so many other things. And kids know bad, you know, they're being bad or good versus, you know, like misbehaving and not comprehending. Because if you don't set expectations, if you don't set rules and boundaries, they don't know. Can't expect people to just know. Okay, so when you meet new people, like, I think we don't realize setting boundaries and things like that off top is okay. People know where the fuck you stand. Well, you get used to it. Oh, Lady Nevo was having a conversation with Anton. Well, man from Korea, you are not smarter than a 5th grader. I want to have like a game night for us adults, because yeah, most motherfuckers ain't smarter than a 5th grader. Sorry, yeah, we're pretty damn smart, but when you start getting into the intricacies of some things, you'll be like, I forgot that. Look up Pebble Beach, Carmel. Yeah, Maddie is going to the 5th grade. And that's why I said, you ain't got to go all the way to 12th grade. You get to 10th grade, take that motherfucking GED. All of this, y'all, you know you can go to college with a GED, right? There's nothing less than, or have all the transcripts of school. You can still get scholarships. You can actually start applying for scholarships now. They respect the homeschool curriculum and transcripts. So I think people just they're misinformed about what's needed, what you have to do, and how to provide your own homeschool at home. Like, you decide. You're the fucking teacher. If you want to start school at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, by all means, do that. Child gets up at 8, then, have them organize their room, do laundry, prep for lunch or breakfast or dinner, pick a meal. Like, all of that is learning the world. School is not just about books and math and reading. They definitely need to write, because school is not teaching them that. Sorry. So if you're ready for your kids to go to kindergarten and things like that, they have tablets. You can get your cursive and print books from the goddamn dollar store. Okay? And if you have a printer at home, you can make copies, so you don't have to keep buying the books. See, goddamn it, when Shanti's 24, when she was growing up, I had to draw them myself. I did the ABCs, and then I would go to the library and I would copy the sheets, because I don't remember us having a printer back then. So I would do all of that, a whole page of A, a whole page of B. So I did the 26 damn letters. And my husband's like, "You gonna sit there and do that whole thing?" Absolutely. She's in the bed, sleep, 8 o'clock. We chilling. You playing your game or you doing whatever? I'm sit here. I did the dots. I would do the dots and would copy it. And then 5 years later, I did it with Cypher when Cypher came. Then I got smart and saw that there was some books. I got the books. So, over the last 15, you got some books now. Don't have to do that no more. But I would if I had to. I don't mind writing it. Not at all. Hey, Mrs. O Show. I was freestyling today, child. They left me in the house by myself. It's quiet. It's pretty quiet. Y'all see that? That is the cervix wheel. 2nd grade, we started with the reproductive system, because young girls can start getting their menstruals at 8. Young Black girls. So it's nothing we ever shied away from the conversation. I did a whole show about the reproductive system, vaginal care, and all of that. So around that time, I used that information and had a class with Maddie, the reproductive system. So she's really aware, and like the joy, the empowerment that I saw it gave her. Because when you pay close attention to your children, you can see the light go off. And that light went off, like, to explain how magical it is for those ovaries to just be floating in your body, not connected to anything. And then you have fallopian tubes that are just like little fingers there. Like, it's amazing. I might have to do that for y'all. But I always recommend that video when I meet women and they are uncomfortable having the conversation with their daughters about that stuff. And mind you, these daughters are fucking 13, 14. They done had their period 3, 4 years. What are you talking about? Were you not that age? We give this impression. I don't want to go. I'm all over the place, but I don't care. We give this impression that girls do not go through puberty, such as boys. They all may not go through it, but just bear with me for a minute. Girls, we wipe all day. When you're a little girl, you go to the bathroom and you wipe. We wipe. Oh, you back at the slavery part. Let me get that down. That's a whole different. Yeah, no, it's the way they teach it, sis. That skip with what I was about to talk about. Why not about slavery to teach? 1st grade, just the way the lessons was posed when they were giving activities, because the way the curriculum was set up, I don't think I looked at it first, and it kind of just threw it in there. Just It didn't have anything about slavery when they were talking about how colonialism first began and the people were coming into Virginia and all of that. And then it was quiz time, and it was like the third question, and it had a definition about servants and stuff like that. And one of them was A, B, C, or D, and one of them said slavery. So she didn't know what it meant. And I'm not just gonna let it, slide like, oh no, forget about it. Yeah, we had to go look it up, and we Googled, and then we started talking about it a little bit, and she got a little bit more information of what that meant. She's like, well, why did they even ask? She asked, why did they put that word in there? Like it had nothing to do with the assignment. So I was pissed. Not with her, of course, but once we finished the lesson and I went to hubby, I was pissed. So I was like, there they go, introduce in the middle of this lesson. So I had to find a way to kind of introduce that, because I didn't want to make it seem like they took slaves, because that's how they made it seem, like they took slaves from Africa. No. They went into tribal lands and stole people, had other Africans steal people, lure people against their will, so it was a whole big thing. But it's still more. That was just a little bit of context. And then, third grade, she went into learning about the Trail of Tears and, the disaster here with the indigenous people, the manipulation, if not for the indigenous people, the white colonial list would have died because they couldn't survive. They were starving, just, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I love educating them. I love to see the light go off. It's always a challenge when they're struggling, so you have to empower them by giving them grace, telling them to give their self grace. Don't beat yourself up, put too much pressure on yourself. If you want to be better at something, you have to practice. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it will make it better. Like I don't. Who child? Appreciate y'all pulling up with me for a little bit. I ain't really had nothing planned. It's unusual. I really just wanted to talk about that 20 versus 1 trending content that's out here. I don't even know who the guy who runs it. I didn't do my research. But y'all see him. Y'all see his shiny white teeth too. Y'all be careful out there doing all this shallow stuff. You may not think it's shallow, but it is. It's very vain. And too much of it is sinful. Like, I mean, it is. I'm not even biblical and stuff like that. Like that green with envy, that, if God created us all in his image, why are y'all manipulating his fucking creation? Like, that's how I feel. We go through so much struggle of identifying ourselves and being comfortable with it. Everybody, we all go through it. It looks different. It feels different. But I think we all go through that. And everybody's going to have a different perspective of you. They're going to have an idea, an image in their head and in their mind of you. Only you know who you are. So let's do it with Maddie. Child. 5th grade going to be no joke. But she's having fun with grandma. And she's still learning. She's still doing her IXL. She has a workbook that she needs to work on while she's there. And grandma ain't no nonsense either. You get it from your mom, or I'm doing something out of pocket, send me back to my fucking manufacturer. Mama check me. Yep, even at almost 50. If she got to check me, she check me. It is what it is. Homeschooling is the way to go. If anybody need any info, holla at me. You should be doing any kind of teaching with your kids before they in school, while they in school, after school, all of that. Like, it doesn't stop just because you pawn them off to other people. It does not stop. And I think that's where the entitlement I see from public school people, from any type of school people, parents sending kids to school. Y'all entitled and privileged. You think the school owe you something. That shit is amazing to me. They need to add this into the school, and they need to add that into the school, and they add your ass into the school. Why don't you offer up some type of resource to the school? What type of creative function can you provide to the fucking school? Worried about what the school ain't got. Shit. I taught my kids at home, even though they went to school. Absolutely. That's what it's supposed to be. School is just a reinforcement. I don't know what's happening where parents think that they're just like hands off. You're just free from responsibility when it comes to learning. And then they got the nerve, the audacity to fucking blame school. This shit is amazing to me. I was failing because of me, not the school. Me. I wanted to be a badass. I wanted to follow my brothers. Wasn't that I wasn't smart? I was absolutely smart. Got in to pass my GED. The teachers was like, you don't need to do no pretest. You can go take it. Just go take it. You scored really high. You don't even need to do all of that. But I was like, no, I want to do class 2. I don't want to just do a trade. Like, I'm just trying to stay here. I ain't got nowhere to go. Teach your kids, man. Don't depend on that school to teach them, and then you mad at your kids because they ain't learning, right? Like, I seen that so much. How you not getting this? The teacher taught you blah, 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 blah. Yelling at the kid because the teacher taught them something. The teacher had to teach 30 other motherfuckers. I didn't get it. Can you help me? That's the problem. Most of the parents is mad because they can't help the child. But you can, because you can go right on YouTube and get a video and brush up. You can learn too. You can learn with your child. The schools are overcrowded and they aren't able to work with their students individually. Every child has a different learning curve. Absolutely, all children need an IEP. And that's what we offer over at Promote Conscious. We on Shame Sunday, but Promote Conscious Parenting, we absolutely offer that. Individual assessment plans for families. Because the people that hit me up, they think we could fix their fucking kids. And then when I give them a reality check, it's like, oh. That reality check ain't no joke. And it's not harsh, it's not mean or anything, but when you hear that you're a part of the problem, your child is not broke. You're a part of the problem. And the way we can fix it is by you changing your behavior in these ways. In these ways. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to commit? Are you willing to commit to your child? Are you willing to commit to this situation, that child's future? Because your future's... We ain't worried about your fucking future. That's the thing. We're not worried about your future. We're worried about the child's future. You're already here. You're in this consciousness. You chose this here now. This child still has so much more that they can accomplish. What are we going to do to make sure that happens? What are we going to do? Because if they succeed, you succeed, right? We don't want to be taking care of our kids forever. I didn't want that. I used to tell my kids, give me my 18. Give me my 18. Can't repeat a whole bunch of cycles. My mama's mama was pregnant young. My father's mama was pregnant. Everybody was pregnant young, 15, 16. Everybody 12, 15, 16, 13. Nah, we're going to break some of that. I miss my baby. I miss you, Maddie. I didn't call her tonight. See, mess y'all up. Yeah, IXL is one of our faves. Yeah, and I like IXL. It has a lot of the state testing in there too, sis. I like that. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna be using this year. We've been using Time for Learning since first grade. So first, second, third, and fourth grade, we use Time for Learning. But I think I'm getting kind of bored with it. So I think IXL has a lot more to offer, and we added Spanish. And I can do a lot more playing in the back with her, so I can set up specific things and put it this way. When she opens it up, it's right there. This is what mom says to do. You know what I mean? So you have recommendations, you have something else. I can't even see the tabs. And mom's list. It's like what I put in the assignments and stuff. I was meaning the adult versus kid games. You said smarter than a fifth grader, even though she not. 41 proudly. Yeah, she's in fifth now. We used to be in here cracking up watching that. All my kids were able to read by the age of 2 years. It's absolutely possible. Madison's the only one that didn't read at 3 and 4. Everybody else, Jordan was, man, when I met my stepson, that boy knew the names of all them dinosaurs. Like, seeing it on the paper, I couldn't enunciate it. So for him to be telling me and just be so proud to pull his little dinosaurs out of his thing and say, this is a raptor and this is a stegosaurus, and yeah, I was like, wow. It's like, oh, he's really smart. You know, yeah, I love that. Our kids is reading really young. And again, Maddie was one who watched the electronics. She was able to have some exposure. I wouldn't say it was a whole bunch, but still just some exposure. The excitement was more for that than the reading. You know, bedtime stories and all of that. Yeah, it was like, yeah, don't introduce them to that too early. Oop, there's some stuff going on back here. All right. Anton and Lady Navoa getting to know each other, huh? What's going on? That's my moderator. She getting to know who up in the chat. We getting to know you, brother. We getting to know you all the way from Korea. Shout out to you and your peoples. My aunt lived in Japan, military. My aunt lived in Japan for a long time too. Yeah, she sent me the kimonos and stuff. It's beautiful. I might still have it. Yeah. I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. It's 9:20. I was on here for a little while. Oh, sucky. Y'all go and report that 20 versus 1 gentleman on his episode with Lil RT. Should absolutely know that was inappropriate. And it's a shame that the parents who brought their 20 daughters on this show to be objectified. It's not empowerment at all, in my opinion. It's quite disrespectful and disgraceful. Like, what the fuck? Oh, listen. Yeah, you might want to go check it out. I don't even. Seems like when I first started this, I was all for, giving you guys the information, the templates of predators, the way children are groomed, to experience it personally, to know an abundance of people who had experienced it. So, yeah, it's a lot of information. So I'm all for protecting them. So when I see parents and mothers specifically don't have that protection intact, especially when they've been exposed, when they have been victims, I want to slap them. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. It's not something I take very fucking lightly at all. No little girl should have to experience any of that. But they still are, and it's generations of it. So I'm like, we gotta talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's expose it. Let's say it's happening. Let's say the mothers are allowing this shit to fucking happen, because I need you bitches to wake the fuck up. It happens, and it happens under your roof with your man, your husband, your brother, your cousin, your niece, your auntie. It happens. Protect the children. Pay attention to where they are. And social media and these devices and electronics and, the love of money is, creating a situation where we're not as conscious. And the same things are happening with our children. I have a video of our oldest grandson when he was 3 months old, sis. He was playing peekaboo with me. All three of our grandsons are very smart. That's awesome. Yes, yes. My daughter's first word at 6 months was thank you. Child, lost my goddamn mind. I lost my mind. And we was in the house by ourselves. She's sitting on the middle of the bed. And, she's pointing at something. We did a lot of sign language. So she's pointing at something to ask for. And I took it and I passed it to her. And she was like, thank you. I was like, oh, no. Oh, God, say it again. She was like, thank you. I was like, ah! I lost my mind. Crazy. Yeah. It was hilarious. I'll never forget it. She was like 3 years old, and I don't even know if she was 3. We go to the store. My friend was with us. My friend's a little more chunky, right? And my friend always talking and talking. So she must have was talking about working out or whatever the case may be. So we stopped at the store, and she was like, "I'm going in the store to get me a soda. You want something?" I'm like, "Nah." It's like, I'm gonna go in the store to get me a soda. My daughter came back so quick, yo, just the wit. She was like, "You might want to make that a diet." She was like 3.5 years. Make it a diet. You might want to make that a diet. My friend would never let my daughter live that down. Do you hear me? Even now, she's like, I remember when the shopper told me I needed a Diet Coke. Kids say the darndest things. That was our episode the other day. It was pretty fucking awesome. They do say the darndest things. They say some real truthful shit. And it has shocked me many a times. I've never gotten upset. It's always a moment to teach something. There was one time Shanti was 4 at the register, and she's just, the kids they don't know to shush, to not say something, that something is inappropriate until you tell them. So she was just pointing at a large woman, and of course I thought it was inappropriate. That's not okay. But the woman heard her, and what did she say? How did she say it? She said, "Mommy, why is she so fat?" Most people wouldn't, give any context to that. And we were kind of right behind her. And I didn't want her to think that my child was, teasing or anything like that. She was really curious about it because we're pretty fucking skinny, and people always point out how skinny we are. So, as a child, she didn't see nothing wrong with that. She wanted to know. And I explained to her that some people are big, and it's different reasons for that. They might have some health issues, or they may eat a lot and it gets that way, and it's hard to take it off. Just explaining like that. When I finished, that woman was just like, I appreciate that. I was like, and I'm sorry. I did turn around and tell her I'm sorry, that, my child pointed, and, that was just, I didn't like it. But she was like, no, I appreciate it. It's like most parents don't do that at all. Like, they snicker away or tell them don't look at them or whatever the case may be. But she was like, I really appreciate that. That really made my day. So shout out to that fat lady that was at the aisle, and I had to explain to the child. They get it. I learned from that first one to make sure I give context to all of that, because I don't want them outside being rude and mean. And I worked with people with special needs, and a lot of them had weird looking faces, maybe, and body shapes. Some were in wheelchairs and some were conformed in different, stuff like that. So to have them around people like that while they were really young, they learned, it humbled them. It humbled them. They don't have that shallow, ignorant, you ugly and, mean to people because they're deformed and stuff like that. So, it's a way for us to teach these things to these kids, so they have some type of respect just for each other as humans, man. Like, I don't know, because I know some people you disrespect, like you can lose your life, and I think that's the era I grew up in. Certain levels of disrespect, like you don't know who you dealing with outside in the real world, so you should be mindful. Mrs. O chimed in. She said, my daughter, when she was 6, asked my brother's ex-girlfriend why she was bald-headed. I spit my drink out. She's 27 now. I love it. Maybe like, don't bring your kids around me. You don't want the truth, man. That's something. We read that from somewhere, but we don't want her. Don't want her. Who we want? Who we want? What's going on, lady? Nawoa? Yeah, that is bad, Kamala. Oh, y'all talking about Kamala? You're talking about a Harris in the president, possibly. My mother called us, was like, y'all gonna have a Harris in the lady. Whatever. I don't trust nobody. Let me tell you. We laugh about it all the time, sis. Yeah, I can imagine. We be laughing too. I can't wait till the kids get married and they start having kids. I can't wait to tell them the stories. They be like, Ma, what? I got video, everything. You see all these are all home videos. We had some good silly times. Got my wedding day on there. I think we kind of overtaped a little bit. Our Sean is in the building. Hey, brother. You are missed. I miss you, man. Where you at? Where you at? I miss you. What's going on here? Our Sean's been missing. Anybody seen our Sean critically drinking? Sir? What's going on? Sure. Wait, what you say, Lady Navoa? She not black. You not black. I mean, light skinned. Oh, Lord. Shit, America said she black. Her ass is black. America y'all told me who I was when it came to that. I grew up thinking I was a big black girl like my auntie with big old titties and shit. But you know, the reality when I looked in the mirror, that's not what it was. By spirit, you know. He must be in the other chat, probably. Yeah, we got both streams going on, but I'm about to get up out of here. I don't know how to cut it off. I don't think I got no outro, y'all. I don't think I got an outro, but I think I might do my I will always point out shit that I think is wrong. God damn it. Shout out to my sisters who hated when I did that. Oh well. It is what it is. So she not black. She got a white husband. I don't know. I don't trust none of them when it comes to this nation, man. It's it's all politics. It's all manipulation. The agenda is here. Are we showing the Olympics? Anybody seen that? They've been showing me some goddamn drag queens on the Olympics commercial or something. I don't know. It's what the fuck? Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Thank you, love. I appreciate y'all pulling up, popping in next week. I have something for y'all. I've been busy. The queen of hustle. Yeah, but I'm here for it. Anybody, school is coming back in. If anybody needs any information, any resources about school, homeschool, considering it, the different outlets, the different genres of homeschool co-ops, you can do it through church. You can do it through schools in your community. They have certain dynamics like that as well. Setting up the structure. Let me know. I'm here to help. And it's never too early. Let me tell you, when they come out the womb, you start teaching them. You hear me? A apple. A ant. A available. Like make it bigger. Get them big words in. Don't be playing with these little babies with the boo boo gaga stuff, okay? They take in all of that information. You hear me? They take in so much. The kids' vocabulary can be so vast by the time they get to school. Teachers will be crying. I wish I had video of that. My babies used to have them teachers crying, and we were in the Adirondack Mountains where they didn't think black kids were smart, or they had fathers, or even a family. I used to be like, I'm a little offended, y'all. I don't know how to feel about that. Have you never seen, it's black kids in this community, so did you never see a grateful, intelligent black kid. So it was weird. But they grown now, and I'm glad they're still intelligent. They try to make the best decisions they can for their future. You know, it's not about us. It's about them and what they want. Again, I appreciate y'all pulling up and popping in. Lady Nova, see you again on the next live. Yeah, we should be having a versus soon. We got spades. Hubby is hooked on the spades. Me too. We like spades. We want to play some in real life. Gotta get a couple of y'all to whoop y'all ass. I talk mad shit. Get ready. That would be fun. But yeah, come on over anytime. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that notification bell so you know when we on. Word. Best book you could possibly read right now is the goddamn dictionary. So have your children just turn to a page. I would start in order. It's up to you. You decide how you want that to go down. But absolutely, vocabulary is a must for them to have an abundance of words in order to speak and articulate different feelings, different thoughts. It's important because most kids, they don't know shit. They can't say shit. I'm starting to see it. The adults can't either. So it's a sad day. We love spades. Where y'all at? You in Maryland? We got a couple of Maryland friends, some people. So we need to be catching up and meeting up, get these couples together and have a couples game night. I like that. Ain't had one of those in a long time. Shout out to the Prathers. They were our Virginia mentors. And they would have these couple game nights, and it was awesome. Some couples would leave fighting, upset and shit because, you know, it just didn't go well. Not everybody gets along well. So, see y'all soon. Peace.